What's up, guys? It's Matt with Music. I wanted to go over one of the guitars that I bought for the classroom. That I got 4 of them, and I just wanted to find a budget electric guitar that looked cool, that the students wanted to pick up and play on, that could last. And I got the Ibanez Gio GRX70Q. There's a couple different models, but this is the one I got. And I just want to go over some of the things on it that are really good, and some of the things that are not so good, and to look out for if you do get one of these. I didn't find too many reviews on it, so I wanted to share this with you. I got some of the bases too, but this one, just to go over some of the specs on it, it's a double cutaway with a quilted maple top. It's got a transparent finish, makes it look really cool. Gives it more of an expensive look. You can't really, for the money, what was it, $299 or less? $199? It depends on where you're finding it. To get this kind of look is pretty good. It's a good looking guitar. And one thing for my students, it's thin, because I got all age ranges, but typically they're around, 9 to 13 years old. And having something that's smaller, that's easy to handle, is ideal. And the body, it's made out of poplar, and then the neck is maple, and it has what's called a GRX profile, satin finish on the back. Makes it easy to move up and down on the fretboard. It's 22 fret fingerboard here, and it's got a rosewood fretboard. The pickups on it, they're called infinity pickups, and it's called an RS. There's 2 RSs and 1 R, and this gives you more of that single coil, and you got the 2 humbucker style. You got a 5-way toggle switch that you can go between them, volume and tone knob, and you get a lot of different sounds out of this guitar. It's really good for a beginner that wants something that's going to give you a lot of tones. I found with most beginners is they don't really care about a lot of the tones, but as a teacher, I can teach them about the different tones, where you got like a loud humbucker style, or like a chunky metal sound, or you can go to the middle position and play more, John Mayer style, Strat style guitar with that single coil. So this offers a lot of versatility, and for that and for the price point, this is already a really good guitar. The tuning pegs on there, they're kind of no names on it or anything, but they work fine. And one thing I found, it does stay in tune. One thing I found is that the first E string tends to break a lot on this guitar. I don't know why. I do put 8s on these to keep their fingers from hurting too bad, so that might be one of the reasons. Also has a tremolo, so this thing will put it out of tune pretty quick, so I only have it on one of these, but for those who know how to tune, I'll give them the tremolo bar so I can do the dives. It's a comfortable playing guitar. It's lightweight. It's got good action right out of the box. All the necks on each one of these, especially the bass, are excellent playable necks. They're nice and straight, and none of the frets seem to be too high, too low, so every single note plays on each fret, each string. One of the drawbacks on the manufacturing side of things is the frets are kind of rough on the ends. They're not too bad. A little bit of filing, that's one of the drawbacks. A little bit of filing work on these, and they feel really good in the hand. And you can slide up and down. You're not getting snagged on anything. It's, I'd say, better than, I've had a couple on the lower end price guitars from Harley Benton, and that first E string always tends to stick on one of these frets, and you got to file those down a lot. This has that. It's not ideal, but it's better than some that I've used. In conclusion, this is a really solid entry-level guitar that offers great value for the money. It's well built. I mean, it's made out of poplar, so take that for what it is. It's versatile. It's got a lot of different tonal ranges, and for somebody just getting into it, this is a guitar that a student's going to feel like it looks cool, or anybody's going to feel like it looks cool, and you can play a lot of different stuff on it. Now, let me get into the thing that really is a drawback on this thing. So, all of these guitars, this problem can be avoided for sure, but the hardware looks like they just threw it together. It's not well electronically wired. So the tone knob, just like the input jack, you know, you got to screw those down on just about anything over and over again, even high-end Gibsons. But the tone knob, the screws, they loosen up really quickly. They should have had some Loctite or some kind of way to keep these from moving around so much. But all of these, all four of them, have started to come loose. I got to keep tightening them down. That's not even the biggest issue. The biggest issue is that when you turn the tone knob or the volume knob, there's no detent or a stopping point for when you get to 10, when you get to full volume or full tone, for it to stop and keep someone from cranking it to 11. And on most instruments, let's go to 11, baby, but on this one, nope, you go to 11 and you rip the electronics apart. So all the wires split off of the tone knob pots. So the only thing giving resistance on these guitars, and I'll show you an in-close view into the electronics, to keep it from going to 11 is just the wiring that is attached to it. So I looked at all the soldering and it's fine. It's put together just fine, it works. It's just that if you have, if you're playing hard and if you're new or a student and you're not used to being very gentle and careful and taking care of your instrument, this is not a workhorse for, well, in regards to the electronics. It will break. So I'm gonna put this one back and pull out like this one. So I went ahead and took this one apart. Got this little green one. It took about 4 months before this got cranked to 11 and it was no longer able to play because all the wiring came apart. So if I could zoom in a little bit, see if I can see this, yeah. So these tone knobs, and I'll give you a better view here. These tone knobs just keep turning, keep on turning, and they don't stop and they just rip off of the electronics. Again, this is the 5-way toggle switch. It seems to be soldered up just fine. I mean, I pull this, I could yank on it a little bit and it's still gonna hold. It's just those tone knob and volume knob pods. I don't know what kind they are. Maybe you do. I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I'm not excellent, thorough master guitar player, technician. So if you got any information, I would appreciate it. Okay, so I got the orange one and I'll just play through some stuff. I have it set up to a little Fender Mustang amp and it's set on the #1 clean setting basically. And I've noticed already that it's very quiet. We'll put it on the forward position here. Go down to the bridge. The loudest because it's raised the highest. You really got to overdrive this thing. This particular one, this is the only one out of the 4 I got that still works when you plug it in. It's just that the pickups are set really low. And I got to raise these pickups up closer to the string so there's not much volume to be gained. I turned up a little Fender Mustang amp all the way and it's still pretty quiet. So I got a little bit of dirt on there, a little bit of overdrive and gain. And I'll play through some real simple stuff and just change the settings so you can kind of get an idea for what it sounds like. I have it on the neck pickup. Switch it to the neck and the middle pickup. The volume volume just because of where their position goes way up. I'll go down to the bridge, which should be, you know, louder and bitier. It's not. It really just focuses more on the treble and cuts out the lows. But if I switch it to the middle pickup along with the bridge, it really comes out. Interesting. The tone knob is also, in this particular model, a volume knob. I don't get it, but if you guys have any suggestions for me as to good guitar for, you know, $300 and less that I can buy for classrooms and for new students and players, please let me know. I'm always interested. I've tried a lot of Harley Bentons, and the AIO guitars are my favorite, but they're still running, you know, 400 to 550, and so this one is a really good bang for the buck. It's just I got to keep fixing them all the time, and I got 4 of them to fix right now, so this one just showed me that it needs a little bit of work. All right, guys, good luck with your guitar playing, and play every day, baby. Boom.